This is a replay analysis of Asian Beast on EU West. I'm going to be looking at your Graves gameplay. Second. Just to show, this is a 2-5-4. I picked a loss because I think you can learn more from losses than you can from victories, because victories are probably games where you're making good decisions, and potentially losses are games where you made a bad decision. Especially this one looks pretty bad as well. 2-5-4 is not a great score on Graves. This player is Diamond 5, so relatively high elo. I'm looking forward to go through this game, see what went wrong, see where maybe we can make some changes. I don't know how Dark Harvest actually is at the moment on Graves. I think maybe Fleet Footwork is actually still pretty much the best one to go. One thing I would do in this situation to understand whether or not I should make this decision is I'd go to op.gg. I'll just quickly take a look at champions, win rate jungle, and we'll pick out Graves. 1 second. Yeah, seems like it's not really that common right now to go Dark Harvest, and the win rate for it seems okay, but I think actually Dark Harvest is the most popular one. Okay, it just doesn't have a great win rate. Here I'm probably gonna pick Fleet Footwork, but it's okay. It doesn't make too much of a difference. I don't want to dwell on stuff that's not a huge thing. Dark Harvest is pretty strong at the moment, but I think Fleet for Graves is just a little bit more efficient. All right, let's get into the replay then. Let me quickly switch over to in-game. There we go. So we're starting bot side. Scoreboard, machete, 2 pots, pretty standard. You're straight out of the gate. This is a good sign. I don't like people sitting around in base. I'd probably be pinging down this bottom entrance just to stop the invade. It's Brawn, pretty good level 1, especially with Lucian with the double attack if he ease in. This is fine, dropping this Poro here. I think that's an okay play. You're playing pretty defensively. You're putting down question marks. This is all good stuff, dude. This is what you want to see. Your Cogmore, you're 100% right. Your Cogmore should have gone down here and defended this brush. You're playing really defensively here, and I really like that. This is smart. And you didn't use your ward either. You just used your Poro. You haven't leveled up a skill yet. That's good, even though in most situations you're going to level up E. Good kiting. Yeah, you reset some of them there. I'm not too familiar with Graves' mechanics, but maybe want to try and clean up the clear. Since you know Udyr is down here because you just popped your Poro, yep, you're going to go up and get top Scuttler. This is all fantastic stuff. Okay. Alright, let's have a little look here at what I would have done differently. So, unfortunately you got outsmited there. It's hard to predict whether Udyr is going to transition immediately over and get the Scuttler, okay? That's a tough thing for you to be able to work out. I am probably wrangling this crab a little bit further up, and I'm maybe not using my E here. I think your E's on too much of a cooldown at lower levels to be using. It's going down here, but I think like when I pause it here, it's on like a 10-second cooldown. You get a bit unlucky on the positioning of the crab, but I would definitely be repositioning myself and trying to push the crab up here as far as possible, or chucking a ward down here first. If you have E up, I think you kite Udyr more than effectively with red buff. I think that's... So I think your misplay here... Yeah, and you mess up your Q as well. So I don't know, maybe you just don't have the right mechanics right now. I don't like these E's, especially into Lissandra. Yeah, I think that's your bad. And this will really fuck over your jungle right now. It may even at this point be too risky for you to go into this jungle. At least he pops a blasting cone and he knows that you're not gonna... this ward is pointless. I don't think that this is a useful ward. I think you know by that point that your blue's probably gone. So I wouldn't be using your ward there. Much more effective is to use your ward here. I think that would have been a much better play. Right, so here you... let's have a look how much gold you're on. You're on 500 gold, right? I'm probably in this position 100% backing immediately. The reason why, I guess actually your wraiths come up in a second, so it's not terrible, right? But what you've got essentially right now, yeah, I guess your wraith's coming up, so this isn't too bad. But the top scuttler is coming up, and I think this is something that you probably want to be getting your hands on. It's tough to call, man. It's really tough to call. I understand your position, how these decisions are like kind of tough. Lyssandra's got a kill, yeah, great, but she hasn't even bought yet, so I think you're still kind of strong getting in this top scuttler. Vlad's not level 6, so I still think you've got some kind of strength there. It's not a terrible play, but I'm probably backing. I'm probably going for top scuttler there. I wouldn't be ganking in this situation at level 3. I don't think you're ever going to get this kill. Maybe I'm wrong, though. It's not a terrible gank. I think maybe... yeah, just maybe not an efficient use of your time. Assisting on the shove is important here. I'd be pressuring that. And then rotating up to... yeah, after you see Udyr get the double kill bot, I mean, they're just basically giving him kills here, so this isn't great. Potentially a Krogs invade here isn't actually too bad, or a double Golems invade. I think that's okay. Picking up the loose farm mid, though, that's probably the much better decision. I'm not trying to counter this Udyr, though. I'm just giving this over. So here's the problem, right? There are a lot of creeps mid, and you're tanking all of these creeps, and so you're just losing health here. Like, it's not huge, but like you're already down 80 health, and these creeps are like just sitting here. I think it's much better. This camp's probably already gone. You have to realize this camp's already gone. So I'm probably just giving this up. Maybe... yeah, maybe not. I think this game's like just a mechanics thing, if I'm honest. It seems just like there's a bit of a mechanical misstep. It's probably where you're getting let down the most. I don't like this dagger pickup, I don't think. I think you should be getting boots in this situation. I mean, what are you going to build the dagger into? You're going to get berserkers this game? I think Mercury treads are much better, much better. So he got drag. Got a kill. Yeah, you're not having a fun time in this game, are you? I think the enemy's pressuring you pretty hard, which is what they can do. Like you're playing against good enemies here, I can tell just from the way they're invading. This Udyr is pretty good. This sucks that he's just like coming over and just like, and your Akali's not really helping you here. This really sucks, man. Yeah, definitely think boots against an Udyr is a good pickup because his E and he has boots 1 as well. I think if you had boots here instead of this dagger, I think you probably survive there, and you probably don't get chunked down earlier. So itemization choice, maybe not perfect. Good kiting. Akali needs to come down though. You need to pressure Akali. Take this and then go up through top lane. That sucks. This is all very unfortunate stuff. So, red, I think Drake's going to come up soon. I think since you know Drake's coming up, this is really small. This is a really small thing, right? And I'm probably guilty of this as well. I think since you know Drake's coming up, and the Scuttler's not there yet, hanging on to this vision cone is actually kind of important. I don't think you should be using this. I think this could be better effectively used in like 30 seconds or 45 seconds. It seems really small, but I wouldn't have hit that because you didn't really gain any information. I think you found out that the pink ward's here and that the area is clear. But since these two objectives are going to be coming up reasonably soon, I'd definitely be hanging on to that cone. Vision orb or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, you absolutely have to go. No, yeah. You're wasting too much time here. So in this position, hit this, kill it, and then immediately walk top.
Red team has slain the dragon.
No pause, no back, none of this stuff. Straight up there, straight into it. You need to pick up this farm. Double Mountain's like whatever, right? Mountain Drake, they're a little bit stronger now, but what can you do, man? You know. Lysandra, I'm probably, because I've got red buff here, I'm probably pushing. I don't think I would back in that situation, given how low Lysandra was, and she was only level 10. She got level 11 there, but since she was only level 10 in that situation, I'm probably just going to shove out and just try and fight her maybe. Because, you know, 900 health with Graves at this level, you've probably got the damage and she's probably not going to kill you.
Red team double kill.
Right, this is bad. This is bad gameplay. Your bot lane's just got killed, right? You know there's no one coming to help down bot here, right? You want to be defending this turret, and you want to be getting the minions they're going to shove into the turret. Right now, you're going from here all the way up to blue buff, and you're just giving up way too much here. Like, you're just basically giving them the turret. You should know on a macro level in this position that you have to go bot, and you just have to cover, and you just have to farm. Because your bot lane doesn't spawn for ages, right? What the fuck's Sona going to do? She's going to get dove. The only one who can do anything is your Cogmore. So I think you gave up this turret for a blue buff. I don't think that that's worth doing. I mean, turrets are probably going to go down at some point anyway. But I think you'd be safe in that position to farm. You've got ulti, flash, smite. I think you're okay in that situation. This is an okay gank. Not the best. Yeah, I'm probably not pushing top because of Udyr as the threat there. It's good you're clearing camps though. You still got to keep your farm up. That's important, not just sitting around. Giving over those camps is fine. Farm, farm, farm. That's what Graves does best. 10 CS per minute is what we're looking for. Very aggressive E. That's it, just help shove out. Rotating over towards Liss. I'm probably pinging here that I'm coming, just so Akali knows. I don't like Tabis in this situation at all. I mean, I know Udyr's physical, but hopefully the way you deal with Udyr is that you just kite him, and he just doesn't get to auto-attack you, right? I think the Lysandra magic damage, the Vlad magic damage, which is both range, right, which is easier to hit you, as well as the CC from Lysandra, as well as the CC from Udyr, as well as the CC from Braum. I'm probably picking up Merc Treads in this situation. you know, I think at this stage of the game where your E cooldown is going to start coming down, that Udyr's probably not going to get too many auto attacks off on you. So yeah, Tarbies, I'm not too great. And again, like I said earlier, like you've hung onto this dagger for so long, it's the same cost as boots. You should have got boots instead. I think that's just a dead item on Graves at this stage. Still keeping up your farm. This is all good stuff. A lot of people just forget that they need to consistently farm their jungle. I'm probably switching over to sweepers at this point, if I'm you. I mean, your team's behind a lot, so that it's. But I mean, look at the vision currently on the map. Like when you're losing games, one of the things that can really be detrimental to you is just the enemy team having more vision, and you can see just from their wards. Like if we switch over to red side, you can just see like all the vision they've got here, right? They've got a pink ward there, ward there, ward there, a ward there. So you've got 3 wards here that you can clear. You've got a ward here that you can also clear. Like they just have a lot of decent vision in areas that are sensitive. Right, you've got like 4 wards in this little Holy Trinity section. I'm probably looking to clear these out with Sweeper. Especially on a jungler where I need camps in order to be effective. So definitely switch over to sweeps in this situation. IMO. Where are you on the map right now? Okay, there you are. See like Sona here, she's picking up. Okay. Damage is very strong. Okay, you both completely mess up here. This is like bronze level stuff, right? I don't want to be insulting, but come on, dude. You know this stuff, right? You both whiff your ultis. You both... Like, Lyssandra's invulnerable in our ultimate, right? You both with, and she heals. You and then you both run when she doesn't have any cooldowns left, and your team's actually collapsing on her. I don't think you need to run in this situation. I think you do need to smite here. You not smiting here, that's also like you're just giving up. Like this is just this. A lot of the time, I don't criticize people for mechanical misplay. This is 100% mechanical misplay and rushing and panicking and stuff like that. 100% you need to smite as soon as you get on top of her, because you've got red smite, okay? So this is going to lower the damage. You get 20% reduced damage, right? So you're on so much more health. You feel so much more healthy here. And you can't whiff your ultimate like this. I mean, Sona does exactly the same thing. Like, both of you are just, like, kind of clowning here. But Lysandra won't have any cooldowns when she comes out of this ultimate, right? Look, she can't cast anything. She's got, like, 3 seconds there of... then she gets a Q off, right? And she just manages to pick up a kill. You get 1k gold. That could have been for you, you know? Cogmore kind of lets you down here by running. But if you kill Lysandra immediately there, you get the 1k gold. 2 of you do not die. Yeah, that's just mechanical misplay. And when you're this far behind, you can't afford to misplay like that. Especially with 3 people pushing bot with Herald. Like, if you're going to make that play top, you can't trade 2 for 2. Or 2 for 1, sorry, because Udyr didn't even die here. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too critical, but I think maybe just more Graves gameplay is the way that you'd probably do better. Maybe your Graves isn't up to a Diamond 5 level. I especially think that the thing that like snowballed this game, and this is like really small, and this is why like small decisions can be so impactful on the entirety of League of Legends, right? Like one small bad decision can just like completely wipe out the game for the rest of you, right? And the one mistake that you make occurs at 2 minutes and 23 or 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, where you use your E when you should have saved it. That's like literally the difference here between you getting like really shit. You might have lost the game anyway, right? But you can just see it just snowballs, right? This just game snowballs out of control when you use your E here. Auto attack, E. This is a massive misplay. Massive, massive misplay. And you're not wrangling the crab correctly. You need to be standing here and getting your crab up here. Or if you're going to do this, you have to make sure you Q in the right spot and kill it. So like there's kind of two misplays here, right? Again, you can't see the E here. But what happens here, because you fumble and because you misplay, you give up this, so you've just given 70 gold and vision to Udyr, right? And the thing is, right, this is what's so crazy about this kind of thing, right? Because you miss your smite here and because you give this over, this makes it easier for Lissandra to come down. And this makes it easier for Udyr to return and collapse on you. Giving up this is not just 70 gold now. This is, okay, now I've just given over First Blood. Now I've just burnt my flash. And they didn't have to use any summoners. I've just given 600 gold, 670 gold to the enemy. And a red buff. And now I'm going to give over my blue buff as well. All because of that one mistake of using your E in the incorrect position. So, like, you can make some really big, bad decisions. Like R-ing, like both you, Sona, like, fucking up with the Lissandra kill a second ago. But even really tiny decisions can just have a huge, huge outcome in the game. Because basically, your team's now down like 700, 800 gold. They haven't got pressure. You fucked over your top lane slightly because now Lissandra's got red buff. Right? You're level 2, you're coming out, you don't have the gold to buy anything decent. You've lost a blue camp. You've lost this. You know, like, Udyr has triple buffed you and double crabbed you. This should never happen as Graves. Ever in a million years. This cannot happen. But the reason why it happens is just because you messed up with your E. So that's probably the biggest takeaway from this game. You have to be thinking very critically, even at the start of the game, about your decision making. And I definitely think Boots instead of the Dagger is the right play to go for there. I don't think Dagger was a good pickup. I think that probably cost you a little bit more kills when it was around this area. Again, I don't want to be too critical, right? You farmed well, you made some okay decisions, but it's important to look at the losses as well as the victories in order to work out what went wrong, why it went wrong, and what changes you can make in future. It doesn't look like you play Graves that much. It looks like you play a lot of Eve, and maybe you wanted me to analyze an Eve game this time, but it seems like you've already got a grasp on how to play Eve, so I kind of wanted to give you some guidance on maybe a champion that you don't play too much for when Eve is banned or when Eve isn't suitable. Right? Maybe you think Eve isn't suitable here because you'd have too much magic damage. I'm inclined to agree. I think Graves here, probably not a terrible pick. I think it's okay, especially against Udyr. But you need Boots. Right? Because your team's got basically 4 magic dealing champions. Okay, Cogmore, he's an 80 carry, quote unquote, but Bioarcane Barrage is doing a lot of magic damage. If I'm playing against your team and you've got Eve here, I'm just building armor. So, yeah, the biggest takeaways: don't E on Graves early unless you absolutely need to, because an 18-second cooldown will get you caught out, and you will give over red buff, and you will give over First Blood, and you will give over Crab, and you will lose your blue buff. Like, all of that just because you use the E skill, you know? League of Legends is a harsh game, man, especially when you're playing someone like this. Like, this guy knew what he was doing. He knew how to punish it. Alright, anyway, that's the end of my replay analysis. Hope you can take something away from this. Again, I don't just want to shit on you. Best of luck in your future games. And if you want me to go over an Eve game, maybe I can go over an Eve game. I don't play Eve personally, but I don't necessarily like her playstyle either. So it's not the kind of playstyle that I'm used to analysing, but I can do that for you as well. Hope this was useful. Thank you.